Hello, hello, my friends. I am back. Look at what I got. I'm so excited. You can't hardly see it but this, I love QT's crushed ice. So I go fill up my huge, whatever it is, 40-ounce cup with crushed ice, and then top it off with a little bit of Diet Coke, so it's not that much soda. And then I have crushed ice for the rest of the day, and I'm super excited because I just got back from the post office, and QT is by the post office, so I was like, yes, I'm gonna get my little ice treat. Why did I go to the post office? Packages are all sent out. Yesterday I went to the post office and everything that was ordered over the weekend is sent out, but today I had a book order to send out, and I got my Patreon mail sent out a day early. So Happy Mail always goes out on the 15th, but I got it out today. But if anybody signs up today or tomorrow, they'll still get Happy Mail this month. I've got enough stuff to get them done quickly. So that leads me to wanting to say a shout out, thank you to Jen in South Carolina. She's my newest patron. So thank you, Jen. And your Happy Mail is at the post office on its way to you. Super exciting. So I did these this morning and I thought, well, while I'm just sitting here inking the edges, I would film it and talk to you guys. Because today is Valentine's Day when I'm filming this, and I thought what would be more appropriate to work on Valentine's Day than hearts. Look at that one. I love those numbers on there. Every one of these comes out so differently. Am I in focus? I hope you can see. I'll move it in just a little bit. So I'm just gonna ink the edges of these. My daughter used to do this job for me, but now she's working with Dad because Dad pays better. It's harder work. They work on RVs, but he pays better, so she's trying to save money to buy a car. He bought a car that isn't running, and he's working on getting it running. And if he can get it running, she wants to buy it from him. So they got a whole deal going on. So I've lost my inker, and I have to do it myself. But that's okay, because I don't really mind doing it. It's just a little bit time consuming and tedious, but I always think it adds so much to a project. Just that little detail, you know. See, if I move you in closer, it's harder for me to stay in screen. But I wanted you to be able to see the detail on each one because they're just, so this is the master board that I made the other day on camera. And then I just used my punch to make these hearts. Usually I put little words on these, and I've got some of those in my Etsy shop, but I was thinking about putting some in that are just naked like this. So no words, just naked little heart embellishments, because then people can do what they want with it, and you know, they're not locked into whatever word I decide to put on it. I'm gonna sneeze, I think. I want to sneeze. Okay, bless me. Sorry about that. Yeah, allergies in Arizona, they're a real thing. Not awesome. And it is super windy out again today. Yesterday was very windy too, so allergies are definitely up. Okay, I've lost my whole train of thought, so bear with me here. What was I talking about? Oh, so I do these, I make the master board and then I punch them out, and I use this punch. Everybody asks every time if I use a punch or a die or what. That's my punch. I went ahead and put a link to it in my Amazon storefront, which is like an affiliate thing. So if you purchase through that link, I get a little cut. It doesn't cost you anymore, but if you're interested, you can take a look at that. That's kind of new for me. I totally don't know what I'm doing. I'm not one of those fancy tech people. So, you know, I get through everything on a wing and a prayer. But I do have it, and I'm slowly adding things to it as I think of them. Because I buy a lot of stuff off of Amazon, and I get a lot of questions about stuff that I use. So I figure, you know, it's all good. It's all good to do. I actually linked that cup in my Amazon store too because I use it literally every day. And I love it. I know people like those Stanley cups or whatever, but I like this one. The company is called Green Steel, and everybody in my family has one. Keeps my drink cold all day. If I put ice water in it at night, which I always do, I just like to drink water throughout the night when I get up. And if I put ice water in it at night, it's still got ice in it the next day at like noon. This is crazy. So, anyway, what else? What else do we want to talk about? Okay, so I briefly touched on this the other day about going live and trying to go live. I was able to go live, but I wasn't able to see the chat on my ancient iPad. And so we've been talking about, should I get another iPad, a new one, or not? And I honestly don't know. So the whole reason to get an iPad would be so that I can go live, see the comments. I hope that's what the issue is. I would be able to see the comments on the YouTube app on my tablet while I'm recording with my phone. So my question to you, dear people, is, do you like lives? Does it matter to you if a video is a live? I mean, do you like to jump in on lives? Is that important to you? Or do you not care and you're just watching playbacks most of the time anyway? I'm just like, I don't know. I don't ever catch lives, but I don't follow a lot of people that do them. But I do follow one person that does them, and she has a huge Patreon following, and I enjoy watching her. I usually am, well, I'm always just watching her playbacks because I don't know when she goes live, but anyway, I would really seriously be curious on your feedback on that. You know, if it's not something anybody's interested in, I don't think I should pursue it. But if it is, then it's really not that big of a deal to go get an iPad. I mean, they're not that expensive, so. But yeah, let me know. I value your opinions. So you're my people. You tell me what you want and I will respond. Oh my gosh, I love these ones that have the adding machine tape numbers on them. What else? Speaking of technology, I am thinking, okay, so this is probably like not information you need, but you know, when you start a business and it's just a little like hobby thing, you don't really do things right from the beginning. And so I've always had my business, like deposits from Etsy and stuff, just go into our personal accounts. And I'm kind of at the point where I'd like to separate them just to make it easier for taxes and stuff like that. And so I was thinking about doing a online bank account, and I was wondering if anybody had experience with that, if they have a company that they trust and like for online banking. Not like just online banking. Like, I know Chase offers online banking, but there's some banks that are just strictly online. Like, that's all they do. So I was just curious if anybody has any experience with that and any recommendations. I'm gonna do some research on my own, but I always appreciate a personal recommendation and give it more validity, you know, than an article. So, okay, those are done. Yay. Did that. I can zoom you back out just a little bit, I think. There we go. Hey, there we go. So I think I will try putting some of those up just naked in my Etsy shop for the fun of it. Put some back in my stash. I like to have a little stash. So now what? Good question. Let's see. Let's put down some under paper, or as my friend Birdie, the recycled hippie chick, calls them, underpants. I use sewing instructions for under paper because I have so many. This was a costume pattern. Jesus, Mary, Pontius Pilate, Soldier, Apostle 1, Apostle 2, and Apostle 3. Wow, that seems very specific. So I was talking to my friend Birdie this morning, and she was talking about working on her Rolodex. And I don't know when iCAD starts, but my friend Nina was talking about iCAD, so I'm thinking maybe it's coming soon. And this is my Rolodex, and I have not gotten very far in it, which is a big bummer. So I thought, well, I don't know if I'll do an index card a day, but I would be more likely to do an index card a day if I had some backgrounds done. So I thought, let me maybe do some backgrounds today. I should do a little flip through on what I have done here. I wonder if I can do it this way, if you can see. This is my, I love the sarcasm. I'm sorry, did I roll my eyes out loud? So these are the ones I've done so far, and I don't really have a theme going, but I do have a little collection, basically words and focal points. Yeah, that lady makes me laugh. And apparently I have a lot of Tim Holtz, what were they called? This line, snarky quotes or something like that. That was the day I got my new sewing machine. I made that one. So, yeah, I think I should just have some backgrounds made, and then maybe I would actually work on this. So I thought I could do that real quick on camera while I'm chatting it up with you guys. Oh, I have, hang on, I gotta get it out. I put one of my Rolodex cards in my rust die. Over on Patreon, we're learning how to rust die. And so I put one in the rust die. Isn't that cool? I love it. I had it in the book flattening. I think it's flat enough to add now. So that's good. So there's another background. So let's just play a little bit with this and see what happens. I just do some collage. Let me get my, here we go, my matte medium. This is not TCW matte medium. I just keep refilling this. My friend Nina Fickett Designs, she buys the Liquitex matte medium by the gallon, and then she sells it to me by the quart, you know, just for cost. So we have that little arrangement going. So I actually fill this little container from my quart jar, which is awesome. It's nice to have arty friends who will share the bounty with you. All right, so let's get the smaller than $1 bin. And that really blocks my light. Okay, let's just pull some stuff out of here and not block our light and have that big basket in the way. I kind of want this. Okay. Here we go. Why not? Oh, then she flips it over and sees the numbers. Oh, you guys, I am such a sucker for numbers. I don't know what it is. And I feel like it's a recent thing. I don't feel like I used to be so attracted to numbers, but all of a sudden, here we are. Okay. I don't know why my chair is so squeaky today. It's a little cold today, so maybe that's it. Or maybe it just doesn't want to work today. Too bad. So sad. Now, Birdie, don't yell at me. I know I'm covering up the hole. It's okay. I'm going to cut it out. It's all right. I'm going to trim the edges and cut it out all at the same time. She told me that I don't listen to her when she yells at me when I'm arting on camera. She's right, I don't. Actually, let's put this over here. That's okay, Birdie. People don't listen to me when I yell at them on the screen either. You're in good company. Speaking of Birdie, she did a video the other day of trimming her goat's hooves and totally cured me of wanting goats. I love goats. I think they're adorable, but I no longer want to own goats. So thanks for that, Birdie. That's a job, let me tell ya. I was just watching her like, ugh. You know, I groom my dog and that's bad enough, and she only weighs like 15 pounds. And I get so irritated trying to groom her because she doesn't cooperate and she makes it 10 times harder than it needs to be. I can't imagine doing it with a 150-pound goat, trying to trim their hooves and whatnot. My dog hates her feet being touched, so she's constantly pulling away, and I have a special little stand for her and everything, but she still makes it difficult. So there, we got a background done. I'm gonna wait until this dries to trim it because it'll just be easier to trim it once it's nice and firm. Let's see, find a place to put it. Okay, there's one. So yeah, thank you for curing me, Birdie. I actually did have goats once upon a time, not for very long. They were dairy goats, and my daughter was a baby, and I quickly found out that that was way more work than I was willing to take on with a newborn. Yeah, so the people that sold them to me were very gracious about taking them back. I don't think I got my money back, but at least I knew they were going back to a good home and whatever. I tried. Oh, the things we do when we're young. But I always thought, you see those little baby ones on, you know, Instagram or whatever, and it's like, oh, they're so cute, I want one. But yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy other people's goats because I don't need that. I don't need those headaches. I do think that it would be interesting to have fiber sheep. Sheep are stinking adorable too, but then I think no, it's just going to be the same thing, and then you're going to have to learn how to shear, and then you're going to have to learn how to you know, card the wool, spin the wool. Yeah, it's hard to just pick a hobby and stick with it. I want to try all the things, but history has taught me that that's not necessarily in my best interest. So, kind of like that little strip there. What else? I have a little list over here of things to talk about because I always forget, but I think I got them all. Go me. And it's not even like 10 o'clock yet. Oh, if I put this here, I won't have to cut out very much of the holes. Aren't you proud, Birdie? Yesterday, I made, for supper, I made this dish that is a recipe from my mom. She got it from one of her friends. But it's called creamy Italian chicken, and it's so good. It makes the chicken so tender, and it's just so flavorful. But it takes a packet of Good Seasons Italian dressing, and the dressing mix, the powder, and nowhere on the outside of the box does it say it, but on the envelopes inside the box it says produced with genetic engineering. And I'm like, really? You know, why? So now I'm on a mission to see if I can duplicate it. I found a recipe. Of course, there's do-it-yourself recipes for everything online now. But I haven't tested it yet, so once I test it, if it's good, I'll let you guys know. I have a cupboard full of bulk spices, and I will tell you, I just feel, I feel like a wizard when I get to go to my spice cupboard and mix up something that somebody's trying to sell me. Like, you know, like ranch mix or, you know, sausage seasoning or taco seasoning. I mix all that stuff from scratch and I just love it. Like, I just feel powerful. I'm telling you, it's the little things in life for me. So I'm excited to see if that works, because that would be better for me, because most of my spices are organic. Not all of them. It's just so much cheaper to buy them in bulk. So, but then the thing is, you really have to use them, because, you know, they'll lose their potency if they just sit around too long. So, de chaperoner, to unhood hawk, to uncope. Interesting. I love old dictionaries. Okay. I'll put that there, and this one will be done. I love doing this. I think I could just do this for days and days and days and not get sick of it. And I love using up little scraps to Ta-da! Okay, that one's done, aside from the trimming. So we got 2. Let's do one more. So, what else needs to get done today? I'm thinking, put that right down the middle. I'm afraid that's gonna get covered up if I don't put it on top of something. How about this one? Yeah, what else am I doing today? I don't know. Looking into that whole online bank thing, I guess. I'm gonna look into adding our daughter to AAA now that she's driving more. I just would feel better if she had it as well. You know, as long as she's living with us, I feel like it's a good thing. What am I doing arting wise today? I'm trying to think. I think I had a plan, but now my brain won't process beyond what I'm doing here with you guys right now. That's not it. What do I want to do here? I might come through and do another layer on top of these, because I don't know. I see people do that, and it is interesting. Okay, now I think I'll put this down. Okay, I'm just gonna have to get over the fact that I'm covering up these holes. I'm just gonna be cutting some holes. It's just the way it is. It's all good. We're gonna be all right. And look, we're using up scraps. So exciting. This looks like something I made in fodder school. Oh yeah, that's something. Are you guys doing the 100-day project? Because what, that starts, I think I saw somebody just say it starts on February 22nd. Some of us are going to do 100 days of using fodder. I mean, I can't help but use fodder every day, so I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I might as well, because I'm using fodder all the live long day. So, I would love to know what you're doing for the 100-day project. I don't know that I'm gonna post every day, but I can say pretty certainly that I do participate in using fodder every day. So I jokingly said I could do 100 days of drinking coffee. So I may incorporate that. Oh, yesterday I went and got myself some oat milk, and I made myself the creamiest, frothiest oat milk latte. So good. I haven't had one for a long time. That was such a treat. Yippers. All right. What do you think? One more? I know I said that last time. But I'm just on a roll, so let's do one with this big piece. It'll be okay, because then, you know, maybe I'll put a focal point over it or something. They don't all have to be tiny scraps. There's no rules. We can do whatever we want. That's right, because we're artists. All right. What else do we want to put on there? This is kind of cool. Might be a little busy. Oh, yummy. I don't even know why this is in this bin. Doesn't seem like it's in the right place. Yummy though. A little book page. Yeah, why not? Let's do a little book page. All right. I'm thinking about Barry today. Barry is he's been a follower for a long time. I consider him a friend. I have a piece of his art hanging in my studio, and he goes by just Barry Art on Instagram, I believe. But he posted today a picture of his late wife and said today would have been her 70th birthday, and I literally got choked up and shed a couple tears for Barry. So just want you to know I'm thinking of you, Barry, and I feel for you, and I know you miss her. So sending out the hugs, man. And Barry actually made a video of himself doing a masterboard the other day. He told me he couldn't, and I said, I bet you can. And he did, so I'm super proud of him for that. All right, so we did 4 little backgrounds for our index cards. So what I'll do is let these dry, and then I'll go around the back side and just cut them. Trim them and cut out the holes again, and then I will put them in my heavy-duty books and let them flatten, and then yeah, I'll try to remember to show you what they look like when we take them out of the book press. I call it a book press because it's a book and it presses. It's not a fancy book press. Anyway, I hope you all have an awesome day, and I will catch you next time.